What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97 and welcome to episode number 41 of my SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 General Manager mode, coming to you from Virginia Beach, Virginia for the December 13th edition of Thursday Night SmackDown. And as we can see, we're going to be having one half of the tag team champions, Chris Jericho, taking on Shelton Benjamin to kick off this episode. And in the main event, we have a blockbuster tag team matchup because, as you can see, that tag team matchup will feature the 6 men who will be competing at Armageddon inside the Hell in the Cell for Triple H's World Heavyweight Championship. That is right, the main event for Armageddon is going to be Bret Hart versus The Rock versus Randy Orton versus Hulk Hogan versus Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's gonna be big. I hope you're all hyped and excited for Armageddon, and I hope you're excited for the main event this evening, which could have huge implications towards the Armageddon pay-per-view, towards that Hell in the Cell matchup. And of course, Armageddon will be episode 43 of GM mode, so we're getting there. We're pretty close. We just have 1 week to go after this episode, and then we'll be at Armageddon. And then following Armageddon, we're going back to a cross-branded event, the Royal Rumble. That's going to be exciting. I hope you're all excited for the future of this series. Although I know we're getting down to the wire now. WWE 2K16 is just on the horizon. We're coming up about that month mark. We're a little under a month, little around a month, whatever time this video gets uploaded. As I'm doing this commentary, it's still a bit over a month, but we're getting there. We're almost there, and it's... you know, it's getting close. It's getting down to crunch time. Universe Mode is about to enter its 4th season. That's going to be big. I mean, we've been going on since WWE 13. I feel like 2K15 was a pretty successful year. We did a good job at building off of what had been established in the 2 previous years. And I think next year we're only going to continue to grow. That's my hope. That is my goal, to make the series even better than it was this past year. And with a lot of the new superstars that are getting brought in on the roster, I think it's going to go well. I'm pretty excited for it. But as we see right now, this referee he can't get out of the way. See, this referee, it seems like he's almost like a Brad Maddox. He just wants to be a superstar, and it's not working for him. He's just gonna get the crap beat out of him because of it. But yes, Shelton Benjamin in his rivalry with Christian. I can also announce that at the pay-per-view for the United States Championship, there will be, much like at No Mercy, which would be poetic for Shelton Benjamin, there will be a fatal 4-way for the United States Championship featuring the 2 rivalries of Kane and Rob Van Dam, as well as Shelton Benjamin versus Christian. So those 4 men, they are going to be competing for that United States Championship. So that's another matchup set to take place at the pay-per-view. And we're really looking forward to it. We also know that Jericho and Edge, they're going to be defending the tag team titles against Batista and Eddie Guerrero. So I mean, this Armageddon, we're really setting it in place, and I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be a good pay-per-view. As we see right now, Shelton Benjamin ducks behind Chris Jericho. Look at this, has him up, back suplex, planting Jericho into the mat right there. Beautiful move there from Shelton Benjamin, and now a German suplex. Just about dropped Jericho right on the top of his head. You could break your neck off a fall like that. Oh, and a huge, vicious clothesline from Shelton Benjamin. As Jericho right now, he's taking a beating. He's going to have to find a way back in this thing, as Shelton Benjamin is just absolute. Oh, well, that's one way to do it. And as the referee does not call disqualifications for low blows, Jericho, he can get away with that. But that's certainly one way to get yourself back into the mix. As now Shelton is the one backed into a corner. Jericho picking him up here, and a pile driver right there. A huge pile driver from Chris Jericho. But Shelton's back to his feet. As Jericho, we saw he just unhooked that turnbuckle pad. And that certainly could come into play later on in this matchup. Could perhaps be one of the deciding factors. We'll see how this plays out. But, oh, there we go. Shelton just rocketed into that turnbuckle, and now, oh, what a clothesline from Jericho. Just about took Shelton's head off, and oh my goodness, what a kick. Right to the skull, right to the jaw of Shelton Benjamin, and now Jericho just showing showing the disrespect to Shelton Benjamin. And, oh, now a low blow again. What disrespect, what dirty tactics being used now by Chris Jericho in order to get himself back in this thing. And now, oh, a huge kick right to the skull. A spinning wheel kick from Jericho. And that just about decked Shelton Benjamin. Could have knocked him out, but he's back to his feet. And now off the top. Well, you know, it's good effort, Shelton. Yeah, that was a good attempt, but better luck next time. Oh, but now he's back on the top rope again, and I mean, Shelton, maybe these top rope moves aren't exactly your thing, buddy. Oh wait, but he's going for it again. Can he hit it this time? There we go. There's the diving clothesline. It connects, and Shelton now he's got Jericho setting him up in position for a T-bone suplex, and now he hooks the leg. Could get the win right here. 2 count. And indeed he does. Shelton Benjamin scores the win over one half of the tag team champions in Chris Jericho here tonight. And we did a little bit of we played a cheeky move here. We doubled up our rivalries. As we saw Eddie, he faced Christian earlier on. So this way we can add some more progress to these feuds, especially with that tag team matchup just coming up 2 episodes away. I mean, because with the whole Batista-Edge feud, that one kind of came to a conclusion. It's basically on its last legs. We had to do something to try to pick up the pace with this this Eddie and Jericho feud. We got to add some more build up to it. So that was the easiest, the best way to do it. But yet at the same time, if you only do 2 matches and one of them are managers, it's not really like. I mean, they'll be on the card twice, but it's not like they're competing twice, so the fans really shouldn't get sick of these superstars with them being, like, oversaturated or anything. Or overexposed, I guess is the word I meant to use. As now we see Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's going to be teaming up with Bret Hart and The Rock here in this matchup. And it's going to be interesting to see how these opponents work together in this kind of a matchup. I mean, we have all 6 of these men are going to be competing for the World Heavyweight Championship at the pay-per-view, but tonight they're going to have to coexist as a team to try to defeat their other enemies, their respectful enemies, or not respectful, but respective. That's, I don't know, I can't even think of the word. Whatever, but of course we have a couple of rivalries building up to this one. The one between Bret and Hogan, that's the most recent one. And we have I believe the longest one at this point would be between Austin and Orton. And then Triple H and The Rock is up there as well. So we have some long-standing rivalries going into this one. And then we have still that fairly recent one with Hogan and Bret Hart. Although it seems like Hulk Hogan, since he's come here to the show, at first it seemed as though he was kind of like the fans were cheering him, but you know, more recently it seems as though they're not taking too much of a liking to the Hulkster. It just seems like the tactics he's used in his matches against Bret Hart just have not sided well with the fans. They don't seem to agree with Hogan's methods of victory. I mean, heck, the first time he was here competing against Bret Hart, he rolled him up in a small package. That was a little anticlimactic. I know if I was somebody watching at home, I would kind of be a little disappointed that we didn't get to see, you know, the atomic leg drop or a sharpshooter or anything like that. But I don't know. But RKO by Randy Orton out of nowhere. As The Rock, he just gets absolutely taken out by Randy Orton. And now Orton, he's got Bret Hart. The Rock is now going after Hulk Hogan. Oh, now it's Stone Cold going after Hogan. And now, well, it looks like a bit of miscommunication there. The Rock had a hold of Bret Hart, but he quickly realized that and stopped attacking him. And a huge running elbow there from The Rock, straight to the face of Randy Orton. As Triple H and Bret Hart going at it, they have history dating back to the Great American Bash, where Bret Hart competed against Triple H and Andre the Giant for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then again at SummerSlam, where Bret Hart and Triple H competed in the first ever Hell in the Cell match in the series. A match which Triple H won quite handily, pretty quickly, as we see Orton breaks out the pinfall attempt there from Austin. I mean, Triple H, he's got history with just about every man in this matchup. I mean, we take a look, we have Randy Orton. It seems as though Triple H and Orton have formed a bit of an alliance. You know, along with Ric Flair, we've had sort of an... Oh my goodness! Stone Cold Steve Austin through the ropes. But we had a bit of a reunited Evolution here in the series. I mean, they haven't exactly teamed up going after tag team gold, but they have in fact worked together to, you know, they're more like allies, less of a team. They just, if they need one of them to back them up, then they're there. You know, they have each other's backs when it counts. But then we also have the rivalry that Triple H has with The Rock. That's been going on for, what is it, like 6 weeks now or so? Something like that. Triple H has also defended the world title against Stone Cold Steve Austin, who nails a stunner on Randy Orton right there. And now Austin goes for the cover, looking to get the win, but Triple H is there to break that one up. Although, taking a look, oh, wait a minute, look at this. Elbow right to the face, right there by Stone Cold Steve Austin. And now Austin going after the game. But as I was trying to say, wait a minute, look at this. Oh, a Stone Cold Stunner and a pedigree almost simultaneously there. And now The Rock, perhaps a rock bottom. Austin in the cover. Austin with the cover. Austin gets the victory. So Stone Cold, Bret Hart, and The Rock pick up the victory here tonight on SmackDown in the 6-man tag. And that's a big momentum builder heading into the Armageddon pay-per-view just 2 weeks away. Could this perhaps be, I mean, we see tonight, they're all celebrating, they're all on the same page, but will that be the case come Armageddon, when the title is on the line? Well, for now they can celebrate, but in the back of their mind, they've got to be watching each other's backs, you know, or not watching each other's backs, but watching their own backs, because, you know, you don't want to get betrayed by somebody you consider to be your ally, and when you go into a 6-man Hell in a Cell matchup, you're going to be pretty suspicious of who your friends are and who your enemies are. But as we can see now, yep, that matchup we had between Edge and Batista at the top of the card really did well in the ratings, but that is probably it for that rivalry. That's probably the peak that we're going to be seeing from them. As we take a look at our popularities, we got all of our guys up above 70, which is really good. That's about where I wanted them to be in this series. As we see, we have a lot of guys who want title shots because it's GM mode. Since when do people not want title shots? I mean, look at this. Look at this. Everybody wants a shot at the gold. So we also have some contracts that are about to expire, so we better go ahead and renew them. We're going to go ahead and sign Christian, Ric Flair, and Rey Mysterio. And we're also going to go ahead and re-sign Bret Hart and Batista while we're at it, just because next week their contracts will expire. So we want to make sure that we have all our top commodities on the show in good form. We want to make sure that we have them locked up, that they're not going to jump ship over to Raw. Yeah, we see 11 weeks. That's probably about the peak we're going to get out of that rivalry. It's 3 thumbs up. 11 weeks. I think that rivalry, it served its purpose, but now we're going to have to shift focus towards Jericho and Eddie, towards that tag team matchup. That is it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure to stay tuned for the next one. Keep on YouTubing.